Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Hopefully, I'm catching some people at their lunch break if they get one. I've actually had a moment freed up, and I've been listening all morning to some different things that I wanted to put out there and have some people talk about that, or at least be aware of the information. This will be, again, informal. I may, depending upon interest, because I know no one, wants to sit around and watch all the stuff that I end up watching, and I can kind of collate that and get it out there to the public. But I want to. I'll see what kind of interest is out there, reviewing some information out there. But as the title suggests, that this domestic violence discussion, it is regarding a meeting that occurred, I believe it was last week, where I think everyone's kind of heard the discussion with on it, where the Juvenile Justice and Family Issue Committee had a closed session. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, this was the okay. It was March 1st, so about a week ago, calendar week ago. There was a committee hearing where they were going to basically kind of get everything in order, but only a few people were allowed to present, and that video is out there. Again, depending upon interest, I will kind of maybe do another panel thing like we did last evening and kind of walk through. And we'll have to break it up because I think it was a 2 hour thing, and nobody, including myself, can probably do the amount of commentary needed for that. But this one, and I'll just kind of touch on it, but I just want to get the information out there, was attended by the Family Law Foundation, the Office of the Attorney General, Texas Council on Family Violence, Texas Juvenile Justice Department, and the Texas Sunset Advisory Commission. And I got to listen to a little bit of it, and I'll just say there's plenty of material for me to work with that needs to get out there, that the committee members heard. My my BS detector was going off like crazy, because anyone that has any experience with this information able to pick up on a lot of the nonsense. I did want to go ahead and talk again directly to the domestic violence piece of it, and I'll pull the video up here so you can maybe hear a few seconds of it, just depending on how long she drones on. I may cut it and get right to the good part here. But we had, let's see here, did it pop up? I don't think it's going to allow me to do that because oh no, I lied. So we have I believe her name, Christian Diago. She'll introduce herself, but she's going to talk about a little bit with, or talk to the committee members about the data that they've collected, and there's going to be some big, at least one big bomb in my mind on this to look at. And again, I know there'll be the people that are trying to find anything they can. Domestic violence is bad. Doesn't matter who does it, why, how. It's wrong. And it should never happen. Unfortunately, I think the direction they're going in, they're going to see an increase in that. But that's that's hopefully we get some changes. So I'll be quiet here, let her talk. Hopefully that it comes through on the video. Again, with the way they're set up, it may not allow it to go through another feed, in which case I'll have to find a different solution. But here she is. I'll let you listen to it, a little bit of it, so you can kind of get a flavor of what's going on. And let me know if you can or can't hear it. Okay. Okay, Jason, thank you for letting me know. With all the other things I have piping through, there was a chance that the way the software, either their software or my software, won't allow that. I'll just, I guess, leave the image up here and kind of tech and kind of talk to you about what she's saying. And of course, you can go back and verify that I know what I'm talking about, or that I'm not lying. But she's talking about intimate family violence in Texas, and she is with an organization statewide that collects data and offers services and helps people with that are faced with intimate partner violence, and that's in relation to the child support bills and other things. And there was a lot more in there, but again, I would be here all day walking through it. I just wanted to kind of point that out. Now, as she's talking, she mentions that the group that she's with, the TCFV, the Texas Council on Family Violence, that all this data that she's presenting is all that information shows the issues with family violence and all that, and has the report. So I did, good steward, I went ahead and went out there and pulled down the report. If you go there, it'll pop up some little window saying if you're feeling threatened, whatever, to turn that off, or it takes you to another site, I guess, if someone's there or whatever. But anyway, I pulled up the full report, and then of course the narratives, and I'll kind of quickly get to like some of the information. So she shared, that was the narrative. So she shared, and again, they've collected this data. This is for 2021. And actually, that now that I'm looking at the dates, I do want to get 2022 because the information I had. And I can see why that wouldn't be there. So I'm kind of a little egg on my face right now. Of course, always wanting to admit when I'm wrong. But providing this information out there, they had a breakdown of the intimate partner violence homicides, and they broke it down by county for the calendar year 2021. And they had a grand total of 204 incidents where there was that event happened. Women killed would be 169, and then men killed would be 35. And I actually did not do the math to figure out the ratios. Let's see here. So it would probably be, I'll have to come up with those calculations on the spot. I'm like going, on the numbers. But it has that, and I need to pull up some more information on it and look at that. But one of the things that I noticed, and when they were talking about it, is who commits the violence, and that's actually further up on there. And the reason that I was really wanting to capitalize this, but I got the years goofed up again. This was in the last 10, 15 minutes. I just want to get the information out. It talks about, who, the way it breaks down. And again, this is information that they have, and then, that they're talking to. So when women are killed, they said 169 women are being killed in intimate partner or stalking scenarios, and they broke it out by type. Girlfriend was 36%, wife 36%, ex-girlfriend 22%, ex-wife 4%, and stalking victims is 2%. And so it gives that narrative breakdown, and of course the ages. So that's good information that they're having there. And looking at and of course the manner in which to do it, and of course we're talking about looks like, well, they were saying, let me see if it's backed up by the data. Does it talk to how they said this kind of overwhelming was by guns, which that goes back to there's a number of bills being filed now that's going to restrict if there's any allegation of abuse or anything like that, that is going to then require you to give up all your firearms if you have them. Oh yeah, here we go. 75% were killed by firearm. So that shows the manner in which it was done. So anyway, there's a number of bills being filed actually this session that's going to, well, one, reduce guns, period, and then two, in the event of allegations of domestic violence, that they're immediately removed, becomes a felony, and all that. So we have this information, and we have the number of men killed, which we had 35 men that were killed. I should probably, while I'm talking here, do the actual math on it to get the percentages. Let's see here. Well, I better do that later because I'll just sit here. I'll be having dead silence here while I'm trying to do the math and carry the 4. So 35 men were killed by intimate partners, and then it kind of breaks down who that was. And the thing that I saw that was kind of missing from this is what we have from other data. And when you look at the psychology of or the makeup of how this happens, women don't kill men directly, especially in these scenarios. They always have a father or I'm sorry, yeah, father or some other person, the new boyfriend, the new husband, the new whatever. Um, that's how that occurs. They don't do it themselves. It's I mean, we have again 35 times here where it did happen, but it's one of those overwhelmingly. It seems that the data again. This is where you're getting this lies, damn lies, and statistics. You can have your data show a certain thing, but then you want to then look into that data. Because we have also other data, especially at the national level, that shows, in intimate partner violence, those numbers are actually a lot closer to that. Let me get into the types. Well, I did actually talk to the types, it being intimate partner violence and then the method used. But it just, the thing that I would really want to talk to is digging into that data and seeing, is this a representation? I mean, we know, again, we can pull the data for that. I didn't actually have it for this discussion. I was going to go in a slightly different direction. But when you look at the data, it doesn't show that women will kill their ex-boyfriend. They won't end them, their ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands, and doing it that route. They always have somebody do it. If you've been following a lot of Dad Talk Today, he's talked quite a bit about cases around the country where it was the woman's father or the new boyfriend or contract killing. And all that. And I did get, was able to pull down information showing that, names and information. I'm going to go ahead and dig into that and, prove it out one way or the other. And again, if it proves out that this is correct, I'll definitely be the first one to get on here and, and say that. But, right now from looking at the data, it needs to be looked at, with a little bit of suspicion and just make sure that information is there. At the end of the day, intimate partner violence is wrong, no matter who you do it or who does it. It was interesting. They were talking about it in the child support. And I believe, boy, I wish I would have had if the recording would have played, but I'm almost positive she said that, with how child support is set up and everything, that shouldn't have an impact. But before I guess I go on the record saying that's exactly what happened, I definitely want to have it play so everyone can hear it for themselves. I don't like to do the hearsay thing. And then, we can then go from there. But it was kind of interesting. I'd be, curious to hear what others have mentioned. Actually, it looks like we got some comments already. Thank you for spending your lunch hour with me. I appreciate that. Let's see here. So Jason's saying here that they have that in Wisconsin already. I had a false allegation and charged risking me never being able to have a firearm. I've never owned one, but it was scary that they would come after me like that, especially since I didn't do anything that was alleged. Yeah, and actually during the testimony, and again, you'll have to go to the link and then verify it. And actually, if I can talk and type at the same time, I will provide that so you can listen for yourself. Let's see here. I got all these windows open. Here we go. I will put that in the notes if you guys want to be bored out of your minds. I think that hers starts at about 38 minutes in. That's when she started. Or if you just want to listen to the whole thing, and actually, it's interesting because this is again on March 1st when they had that hearing that had just those the Family Law Foundation, OAG, Council on Family Violence, Juvenile Justice Department, and the Texas Sunset Advisory Commission. They were the only ones that were allowed to talk. And there was some other funny stuff in there, but you can actually hear what they're talking, what questions the committee is asking. And the people that were in here and what they were saying and what they weren't saying, so you can kind of get an idea of where their heads are at, what's going on, and then use that to kind of formulate a plan going forward. Let's see here. Trying to think of. I'm sorry. I've had a big day today. Just trying to get information out as best I can and get a little not knowing left hand, right hand here. So yeah. Actually, what she did say, and again, it's in the thing there, or in the video, where she said that there was this idea that these things, the protection orders, are being handed out like candy, and that's just simply not true. There's all these checks and balances and all that, and I would argue that that doesn't seem to be the case. Again, I'd love to see actual data on it. Now she's talking about there was a process, but that is a person goes in, fills out a form. Anybody can do that. I had a scenario years ago, about a decade ago, where I was considering doing that against an ex girlfriend, actually. It was a whole other issue, but all kinds of fun stuff there. And that was one of the things that they offered. And I was like, that, it kind of didn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, um, yeah, I mean, the data that we have is that they kind of hand them out like candy. There are times when, obviously it makes sense, but it seems like that what she's saying isn't entirely accurate. But again, the other part of it is that the legislators are hearing this. Again, they may already have their minds made up. It may not matter, but they may be, being, they may be thinking that they hear this from an expert and then they take that and then run with it or use that to justify actions. But that, that happens a lot. Let's see here. I think another, violence by proxy. Father X here, does this data reflect some conclusion as CDC data, where it's clear that both men and women are perpetrators of domestic violence in significant numbers each? Yeah, I talk a number of times about the CDC data that we have that in that 12-month period. And again, they use a squirrely way of determining the domestic violence thing, which making it worse for men for a few logical reasons. But we have that 12-month period where it was 4.3 million acts nationally by women towards men, and only 3.5 million by women towards men. I think I got that right. But so summary net is that women were committing acts of violence, domestic violence, at a higher rate than men were, removing the snuggle struggle part. And again, they determine the snuggle struggle by penetration. So if you have a basic understanding of, let's just use electricity, you have a output and input, and one can't do the other. So you have to do that. Let's see here. This is well, again, Father X, this document here, and that's the thing. They're talking about all of this. We need to do all these things, and again, I don't want to discount the 200 deaths overall, but in the if we look at bigger picture and taking this into account, we're talking about an issue 2021 where there was a total. I had the totals, and it breaks it out by county. 204 deaths total of intimate partner violence. So that's the grand nugget out of how many Texans are in Texas. Again, for the folks out there, they're going to use this against me, the movement, and everybody else. I'm not discounting any of those deaths, but 204 to do something that's going to again, she was offering that testimony or that information while we were talking about various bills, of which is in the committee now, the retroactive child support bill. I find that a little weird, but that those numbers, it just kind of doesn't make sense. And also, I would question the numbers as they're related, because I seem to remember, and I need to verify the information, how many, because they do count by name who was who makes those numbers up, and I'm almost positive that a couple names I quickly scrolled through weren't in there that I know just from other avenues. They should be on that list, and they're not. But it was a woman committing violence against a man. Let's see. And there's Sarah, you've got, hit the nail on the head. I'd like to know the amount of abuse not reported by men. That's a kind of a known thing. Real men don't do that. We have had men that would try to report violence and they get laughed at. And of course, the whole, the macho thing is, we're not, we have to suck it up and deal with it. How many times is it not being reported? It was interesting that I think in this report, they did call attention to I'm not sure if it was both male and female, but they did call attention that a lot of women don't report that type of violence. Actually, I think which was given her testimony, she was talking about actually the need for remote hearings, which is a whole other rabbit trail of open courts and being able to do these things. But I think it was in here again. There's just a lot of information, and I'll try to do a more thorough drill down with more data, so it can be very definitive versus me kind of rambling on with that. But again, using their own data, verifying the information. Actually, got some good links here, so we have that. And if anyone is trying to get to the data on their own and do their own investigation, have at it. And I would love for anyone to do that. So I will tell you what, I will include the link in here to that organization, and that was the one that they were listening to during the whole the hearing on Monday. So that was, again, it's kind of a little anticlimactic. I just wanted to, as I was listening to that, I kind of wanted to get information out there to everyone, just to kind of like let you know what's going on. Also, I think it was asked last evening, who is on the committee, and I believe I said that out. But here's the chair members. If just to give a quick update on kind of where things are at, you can actually go and get the information. You can register and get your own account to do this. Let me just include that link as well. For people that really want to do it on their own. But you can actually sign up, get an account, and then put in the bill names and numbers, which I included actually in last evening's podcast. But here are all of the bills that seems to be something. Oh, I'm sorry, not this one. I lied. Ignore my last, for everyone listening, ignore my last one there. Let's see, which one was it? Boy, I've had too many things bouncing around. Let's see. Okay, I think I can go to history. Bills. Okay, and you can set yourself up on an email alert, so you will always be informed of how those changes go. You'll get an email. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Bill alert report. Okay, so sorry, it took me a couple of clicks to get there, but just for everyone's viewing pleasure. This is the bills that, from my review so far, keywords and obviously things we've been talking about, kind of the current up to the moment status on where things are at. So the HB 532 is the establishment of this is the one of the retroactive child support bills that's at the House, and we would include that link so people can, if you want to register, get your own and get those updates, or if you enjoy listening to my voice, I can go ahead and provide that information to you. But I think the only ones that have a lot of new movement, we have this one. Oh yeah, again, we have child support. We have other pieces in there that I was kind of pulling there or putting up there just so I can kind of keep track of it. But Vasut, who I believe is on the committee, too many buttons, too many things here. I could have swore I left that open. There we go. Vasut, is he on? No. All right, I lied. All right. So Vasut filed a bill, and it's statute of limitations on interference with child custody. Well, there's some fun stuff there, but I believe they're trying to put a statute of limitations of 10 years on that, so you can't go back and do anything with it. So we're obviously keeping an eye on that one. Let's see here. Yeah, this is another retroactive child support bill. Isn't it interesting that there's 5 total bills, 1 for the Senate and 4 for the House. And it's just interesting that, we got 5 bills on the one topic. And actually this one has been as of February 23rd. So it's probably going to be up there. So one of these bills is going through. That's the facts of the matter. Let's see here. This one is the lost wages. I'll have to look at that one a little closer because I think there was some language in there that I wanted to be aware of. I think there was a child support component in there that they were able to take child support. I'll have to look at that one. Oddly enough, here's HB 1120. This is to the order suit. I think this has to do with makeup time. And this is one of those ones where if the bill I'm thinking of, versus me thinking about it, you can, looks like it's been referred. And the text. And again, a lot of this stuff is straightforward. Contact, present, immediate behaviors. Consideration. Oh wow, he's putting in that 3 year. Wow. Okay. Oh boy. Well, we're gonna have a whole other 20 shows out of this thing to get this information out. So he's actually instituting a bill that talks to those 3 years, which I think Taryn and myself last evening, really him more than me, because he's more knowledgeable, but really dug into that whole 3 years thing. That's already been referred. Wow. Okay. Good to know. Ah, boy, and these guys, and they're just introducing bills like crazy. I mean, it's something else. Let's see. So we got that one. Best interest of the child. So they're basically trying to establish the best interest of the child rules, which is again the Holly factors, which should be a little bit of concern for a lot of people because it actually asked the preference of the child, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. This is the one that I'm really scared about for a million reasons. This is the retroactive child support bill, and I don't know. Have you all seen some of the rumblings that are going on right now with Jeff Leach? May or may not. So Jeff is, he's taken to Twitter, and I had to say, well, actually, I can't even say he's threatening people because he said in his tweet that if a certain bill is voted on positively by any of the representatives, let me see if I can find it just so everyone can see it versus just hear me talk about it. But Jeff Leach has said that if anything moves on this bill, that he will make sure that no other bill gets passed or anything else this session. That is something he has said that he will do. Let me see if I can get that information. Let's see. Let me see if I can find that post. I'm a lot of dead air here. I apologize right up front. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, let me just put that over here. So, and what this bill is, and I laughing at Joe's. Leaves sound like wanting a little dinky ding 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 dink. Let's see here. Darn it, I gotta start using my soundboard. See here, also says he has been running his mouth about Texas seceding from a bill that Slayton has, but Slayton, who has introduced a couple decent bills. I personally, going way off the rails here, but Bill is it Bill Slayton? Slayton, Mr. Slayton has introduced a bill that basically allows Texans the option to vote on something to then allow them to secede, for lack of a better way of putting it, secede from the union. The whole Texas independence is what's being stated, but in most people's minds, oh, we can secede. I laugh at that. I love the energy behind it. I love the we're Texas strong, we're Texas pride, and all that. But we are 32% on the federal government. Again, the stuff we're talking about, the Title 4D funds, we're reliant on the federal government to make budget and do things like that. And Jeff Leach saying any legislator who signs on to support this reckless, seditious, and treasonous bill, which that's weird, will not pass a single bill this session. This isn't a threat; it's a promise. That, I don't know. That just, you try to think. He's got the nice little squeaky face there. Of course, he's the same guy that introduced the other bill. It's just, I don't know. It's like something's off the rails with the guy. To go on Twitter, and I know he doesn't. And I'm doing this a little tongue in cheek. I know he doesn't like Slayton. He apparently publicly makes fun of him, and he just doesn't like the guy at all for whatever reason. And you would think that our legislators would be a little more mature. And I deal with people every day that I don't like, but there's called being an adult and do that. Let's see what bill. Oh, what bill is he referring to? Let's see here. I think actually you're going to get to see into the world. HB 3596. So it's the independence referendum. All right. So And again, at the end of the day, I get it. I understand, you know, the bill and the likelihood. Let's see if I can pop up Legiscan so people can see that. And I apologize. I know we're going way off the rails here. Bill tracking, but hey, you know what? We're having fun doing it. That's my guess there. Okay, yeah, here it is. Bill, and what I'll do here, because I'm a swell fella, is versus me just kind of reading it out to everybody. I will include that in a link, so you have that. Oh yeah, and Father X, as I think nailed it pretty good there. Didn't Leach himself propose reckless child support bills? Yeah, find that yeah, a little interesting that he did that. So yeah, I went ahead and posted out on all the different channels that stream this that link, so you can look at it. And then again, this is what's being proposed. That was with Bill Slayton. Yeah, well, it says Slayton. Sponsors. Sorry, Brian. There we go. Wow, I'm getting old again. Names, faces, and all that stuff. I just get way too old for this stuff. Anyway, but we went off the rails on that one. But yeah, it's just weird that these are our leaders. This is our the people that we're supposed to take advice from. We got DWI recipients and all kinds of other shenanigans, and we're putting them in various positions of power. So why not? All right, so that's Leach's bill. See Cook. He's got this thing that's been referred to juvenile justice. This is the regarding child support. I have to see what that one's all about. Make sure that I know it. Oh, this. Okay. We're just going to ensure that children parents share in the obligation to support the child after the parents have separated or resolved their marriage. That one makes no sense, but I put it in there because of the child support thing, I'm sure. Here's the access. Okay, so yeah, this is actually a decent bill. Again, ignoring all it's a state felony and everything else. And actually, I should do a show on custodial interference and really dig into that for everybody, because again, that time's coming up. It might be a good future, soon to be future show. We got a lot of stuff kind of kicking around too. We got some gonna have a guest here on, and we're actually working on our schedules that we're gonna basically dig into judges in Texas and some weird stuff that's going on with that. And again, a lot of information data, so I'll be getting that out here soon. But anyway, all right. So we got this is on the possession or access, and this is basically if they do the custodial interference or whatever, that they will be able to get that same time. So if they missed Christmas because of custodial interference, they will get the next Christmas. That type of thinking. We've got Rogers here. That's that whole retroactive child support, child care expenses. The Dutton has done, so that gets put in there. Income share model. And again, I know opinions vary. I've included links to that on a previous show on the income share model. I am not a fan of it. There's going to be a few instances where it would probably make sense, but I think for the overwhelming majority of people, it's not a good idea. And I think actually when I was talking about it initially, we've had a number of people in other states that tune into the show, which, by the way, thank you. I know we're doing like Texas stuff a lot. And I appreciate you kind of bearing with us on the Texas stuff, not being a native Texan or not being in Texas, but I'm sure you guys know that once Texas does something, it kind of spreads to the other states. So that, and of course, we love the support. We need to all band together no matter where we're at. But on the income share model, people that were in other states like Wisconsin and Mexico and a bunch of other states, they have that in their state, and it's horrible for them. So I'll let that comment stand there. See, Dutton's also doing the guideline. Oh yeah, this one. Oh crap. HB 2583. This is the one that's going to lift the cap, I believe, to $30,000. So your monthly obligation where caps, because like today, I think it's like $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 is the cap. So if you make more than say $10,000 a month, it's you don't get 20% of anything above, say, I think it's 10,000 now. What he's proposing is $30,000. Yeah. So I thought it was interesting because I'm like, who makes $30,000 a month? But I'm sure there's somebody. But it seems like who would be the person making $30,000 a month, and how did this bill get filed? But a whole different topic there. But that was a interesting one. Um, got HB 2688, certain orders. Let's just dig in. We got time. If I lose you, I lose you. If I don't, I don't. This is okay. This is the removal of a child. They can't be removed from managing concern unless the court finds the parents' continued appointment would not be in the best interest of the child because the continued appointment would significantly impair the child's physical health or emotional development. I mean, it's one of those, take that for what it's worth. I mean, I think we already should have that judge's discretion and all that. This is 3025, which I thought Masood already filed one earlier. 3025. This is going to be, oh, okay. So we're putting it under felonies. Okay. Oh, this is the limitation. Yeah. Okay. So you inserted that limitation there. No limitation. Oh yeah, I saw the word DNA testing. You know, it's funny when they're trying to nail someone in prison for, and again, if you watch the video, listening to them talk about it, they're all about getting DNA tests, but for the retroactive child support bills, they're not going to. Weird. So that was just kind of crazy. So here, next one up, possession access first. Okay, yeah, that's always just generalized. Oh, Father's Day, Mother's Day. Piece here. Okay, we're talking about reasonable proximity. Yeah, okay, we talked about this. Yeah, this is one we talked about quite a bit last night. You know, the Holly factors and all that in there. So we've talked about that one ad nauseum. Let's see, Middleton. Yeah, this was the Senate bill. Oh, it's actually already been referred to State Affairs. Okay. So his bill is moving forward. And this is, the civil penalty. This is what's weird. Again, it's a state jail felony. But then we have here, so it's basically saying that, and I get the thinking behind it, but it's basically Middleton, has put a bill in here that if they are convicted of it, that the municipality or county can go ahead and send put a penalty on that of not more than $500. So it's, I mean, I get why they're doing this. They're not going to get involved unless there's money for them. So this may prompt people to do something with that. Because right now, again, as we know, 2503 is the Diet Coke of the state jail felonies. But they're going to go ahead and put a civil penalty on there now if that bill goes through, which that probably will happen because, again, they can see the way to make money. Okay, here's another, Hughes, another retroactive child support bill. I think that's the Senate one. And then we've got Paxton, not another OAG, but his wife. This is a missed time one. So it's got a public hearing on the 9th. So tomorrow. I hope, I guess everyone clear your calendars if you want to go down and talk about it. Actually, you can go and submit. If you go through here, you can actually submit your comments to be read by them if you can't be there in person. There's a process for that. I'm trying to think. I need to probably put that information out there versus fumbling around here. But you can go out there today, and if you're pro, against, whatever, a lot of this also is getting in touch with your legislators and let them know. But this will give them, let's see, additional periods of possession if they didn't get it before. So we have that. I need to put that out there so everyone has it. And if anyone has the process, if they want to jot that or put that out there for everybody, that'll work too. All right, so that's Paxton, and then Middleton is the last one. This is his equal shared parenting bill. So we've actually done. Oh, this is a civil part, and then okay. All right, so that's kind of all the bills that I think directly we talk about on a kind of a daily basis. That people can, that need to probably be aware of, get in touch with your legislators. We've talked on previous shows about, going to Who Represents Me, which I just put the QR code up there, finding out who your representatives are and sending them a quick note. telling them that, which bill you're in favor of and what you can do about that, to, pro or con, and to support it. You can also contact the legislators directly. Well, I'm just clicking around here. Each of the members there, and tell them what you think. You can actually, I think, oh, here we go, House witness registration. So let me put that out here so you have that as well. It has that process, and you can actually, that'd probably be kind of cool, is to go ahead and go on there and um, say your piece. Let's see here. Let's see, JJFI witness. All right, so that's out there for everybody. And again, I would encourage everybody to go out there and let them know what you think of each of these bills. Get registered on the site. Let's see where, and you can start getting. Well, 65. Oh, that's the actually. Another direction here is that this is the list of all the bills. Let's see, is this the generalized one? This may be, these are all the JJFI bills. Let me just jot that in there as well. JJFI bills. Everyone has that to work with. But this would be all the bills that the JJFI will be looking at and kind of where they're at. So you can then, review that, learn about that. About each one of those bills, and these should be, I think, important as far as the group that would probably find this any one of these streams that I'm doing. These should be for Texas in that in the grouping that you're wanting to look at, and you can let them know what you think of the bill, and then get in touch with your own representatives. Again, that QR link is right there for everyone to use. And then go from there. A quick note, thank you. I can't remember the gentleman that did it. I actually got a couple more. Kind of jokingly, I was at 666 subscribers to the YouTube channel. And I was happy, getting that number. That number kind of irked me, so I'd asked to go ahead and have that someone to get me over that hump, and a couple people did. And of course, I ask for folks to go out there and like and subscribe, because as we get bigger, then we can have a little more clout. And when we go to the legislators, when we go to different people, we can say, hey, we've got X number of people behind us that we need to do the right thing. So always out there for that. I'm going to real quickly kind of wrap it up, but I wanted to let you guys know about two other areas that may be of interest to you. Let me see if I can turn off the QR code I have pulled up. There we go. There's everyone is familiar with NPO, National Parenting Organization, and I put their QR code up there. They have actually recently developed a website that has actually a number of these bills on there, and ways that you can get involved. If anyone, hopefully y'all know who NPO is. They're again a national organization. They do a lot of good stuff. I would highly recommend at least going to the site and putting your information in there, or at least perusing what they have and stay up to date on that. They do have options for people to help out, either with time and resources, and or donations, because obviously running those type of things and doing the things they do is hard to do that with no money. And I get that, but I think a great organization, highly recommend them. And if you could go there and let them know. And they have actually a number of reports and a bunch of other stuff that really worthwhile. I would highly recommend going there. The other page is this group here is a recent, and I trying to remember, actually, I think it was Jennifer is her name, but a new website here, Texans for Judicial Accountability. And if you go to the page, it's probably easier for me to pull it up and read off of it, because I'm old and I don't remember stuff. I'll just go ahead and tell you right there, right now. So actually, well, I guess full disclosure, I'm going to be, they had contacted me to help them out with their website. And so, I mean, it'll be the same domain name, but we're hoping to kind of snazz it up here in a bit. But they did put some basic information out there for people to view it. But what they're looking at doing is getting accountability for our judiciary. I think everyone should probably be going, yay, let's do that. So again, this is another group that it's a young lady that's going to be kind of going across the state and talking to different people without giving too much away. Again, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. She is high up there, and she does have the ear of a number of large people in the Texas area. This isn't just, Bob, Joe, and Sue kind of going, hey, let's do something. Or, some old guy that likes Transformers that wants to get out there and say something. Yeah, it's nothing small like that. This is kind of a big taters, as I used to say. And they're going to be doing a lot of good things in the near future and over the upcoming years. But they are just getting started. So they're of course needing assistance from people that have various gifts and talents. I'm hoping that I did test everything out, so I'm hoping it all works. I hate to say this is probably my testing phase here, but if you are able to help out with any of their activities, like your city, your county, your neighborhood, if you could reach out to them and and let them know what kind of assistance you can offer, where you're from, contact information, that you can again say that you can help out with things as things move forward. They're obviously looking the bullet point just a few items here. Obviously donating to the program. It's not free to go across the country to do that. Talking about contacting your legislators directly, sharing the page information, and then volunteers to maintain the website and social media. That's if you have a technical background or if you want to help out with the social media contacts there are. If you go to the main page, there's the Facebook page and the Twitter account. You can go there and then follow that, and then you'll get updates as it happened. If you also, again, feel led to donate, they have a donation option as well. Again, no pressure, but if it's something you feel led to do, go for it and do it. But yeah, a lot more stuff will be coming out with that here. Again, a lot of big things are happening. We're getting a lot of movement, obviously, with the session being underway. Probably a little, late for this year or for this session, but getting that momentum going is going to be important. And I'll say it again. I think I've shared it on my main pissed off parent Facebook page, and again, it's kind of hard to keep up with different things. Through the actions of you guys sharing, liking, subscribing, the content that's in here is getting sent out all over the place. I've had for a little while worldwide supporter or people that tune in and all that, because again, their countries are impacted as well, obviously nationally, hear stuff there. But over the last, I want to say maybe a month, since we've been asking about getting like, share, support, and all that stuff. And I shared that actually with Taryn and a few others just yesterday. The reach and the people that are following and commenting and finding out about this stuff has just increased like crazy. We're talking, millions, not thousands or hundreds. There's a lot of good positive outreach that's occurring. A lot of people are getting informed. We're able to kind of slot them in and help them as we can. And it's a direct, reflection of the efforts that y'all that are taking your lunch hour or other time to listen to this old guy blather on. So I wanted to thank you guys for doing that. Continue to keep doing that. Share it with as many people as you can. I'll keep trying to push good content, good edutainment out to everyone, so that you can be an informed person and you don't have to spend all your time doing all this other nonsense. You can kind of listen to it, evaluate it, and then make decisions from there. So again, I just want to thank you all for doing that. And just keep up the good work, because we're making change. It is happening. I know others. I'm on a thing. I know people say, "Oh, we're doing this," and they're not. I'm a data guy. I'm looking at the behind the scenes data, and as far as social media reach and content review and likes and all that, it's happening. It's finally happening. I'm hoping there will be a day where I won't have to say like, share, subscribe. Everyone will have liked and shared and subscribed, and it'll be done. But anyway, all joking aside, again, thank you guys for continuing to put up with this old guy doing his thing, and I appreciate it. I got Father X here. uh, yeah. Again, it's my pleasure. I will continue to be here as long as y'all will have me. I'm excited to see what's going to happen, and I'll be honest. More importantly, I can't wait till the day I get to shut everything down because that fight will be over. Hopefully, I live long enough. We'll see how that goes. I got a little gray hair, but again, yeah, this is a lot. All this stuff is you guys doing it, and I appreciate it. There's going to be countless, fathers, mothers, and children now and in the future that they're looking at your all's efforts, and that's what you guys are building. That's that old proverbial Greek proverb about planting trees that you'll never sit under. It may be too late for a number of you, but at least your children, other people's children, and future generations won't suffer the way we have. So, I mean, that's pretty much that. All right, I gotta get back to work, and I'm assuming everyone else has to as well. I was gonna say pay that child support. I'm actually, as I've mentioned before, I'm not in that scenario anymore, but trying to rebuild my life. How about that? And hopefully, I'll come out with another one either this evening. Maybe I'll attack that 2503 custodial interference thing since that's coming up. I kind of want to prep for that a little bit more. We are going to have a few guests that are upcoming, actually working out the particulars and the details, and just make sure we have all the information. It's going to be a good edutaining experience for everyone, and it won't hopefully be a 2 or 3 hour, unless you guys want it, session. But anyway, I hope everyone is having a good day, and we will talk at y'all later.